Hello. So, this is my mindset as of recently. The world is on fire. No one can trust anyone. Misinformation all over the place. Friendships being destroyed day by some new something coming up. It's all distraction, you know. It's all distraction because, and you hear it semi-often, is I still have to go to work tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I still got to pay bills. You know, things are still happening. So let's take a moment. And talk about something that's not terrible. And immediately what's been on my brain for like the last couple weeks was how awful Dunkin' Donuts is. But I said, let's not talk about something terrible. Let's talk about something nice, something refreshing, something that no one seems to want to talk about, because everything that is terrible is more enticing to talk about. We love to hear other people's opinions, and we love to have energy for something that is wrong, because we know that we're right and we would have done something different. But I will tell you what, I made the switch I stopped drinking coffee for like the last 2 months now, and I've been drinking tea. And what I will get is I started going to Starbucks, those motherfuckers, charging me $6 for a goddamn tea. And I know I could make it myself too, whatever. I do have some packets just in case I don't want to leave my house. But if I'm out and I don't want, more caffeine, if it's after the gym, and I know tea still has caffeine in it, but it has a lot less. But what I'll get from Starbucks is an Earl Grey. They call it London Fog. It's an Earl Grey with steamed milk. And I'll get a venti, like a big one. And I used to hate hot drinks because I don't have the patience to let it cool down. And I'm always burning my lips and burning my tongue. And now I'm like accustomed to buying it and just letting it sit there, walking around with it. Like, look at this. Look at what I got. I went to Starbucks. But you just gotta let it sit for 10 minutes before you can drink it, which is inconvenient because I want it now, and also stupid. That's why I always got iced coffee whenever I'd go to Dunkin' Donuts. And I swear, to circle back around to Dunkin' Donuts, every single one of those places, I feel like their employees are from halfway homes. Hasn't been a single Dunkin' Donuts that I've seen work efficiently or properly. I can't tell you how many times, and I had to make this a standard for when I would go to Dunkin' Donuts, is I don't leave the pickup window. Excuse me. I don't leave the pickup window until I take like a sip, because there's been too many times. And I don't get anything crazy. I go to the speaker and I say, medium iced caramel coffee. That's not the only thing I say. I say, hello, good morning. That's the first thing I say. What would you like? Can I get a medium iced caramel coffee? And you know what? This Dunkin' Donuts near me, he would always say, okay, so an iced coffee with caramel and cream. I was like, yeah, that's what I just said. But he like rephrases it, and he says it every single time. And the only reason I'm making a big deal about this is because one time I was like, I'll have a iced coffee with caramel and cream. And he was like, okay, anything else for you? It's like he wants me to say it the way he wants to say it, because that's how he puts it into the computer. Just shut up and take whatever. That's not even the point. I pull up to the window and I'll take a sip, and it's either old, and I've made a big stink about this before as well. I go up there and I sip it, and I can tell it's just like shit coffee. I'm like, hey, this doesn't taste good. It tastes old. Can I have like a new one? Or they burnt it, or I don't know how the process works. Never worked there. But I'll be like, hey, this tastes old, whatever. This is the one time I ever did it. And they're like, it can't be old. We just made it. I was like, I don't care what the process was or any excuse you want to give me. I don't want it. Can you please give me another one? Or I go and I drive away and I take a sip and I look and it only has cream and coffee and it says it on the thing. And it's like, How hard is it? Medium iced caramel coffee with just cream, no sugar. That's all I've ever asked for. That's all I've ever wanted. It's a great way to start the day with caramel and cream and a coffee. It's also like 400 calories, which is why I stopped. But it was delicious. It was nice and sweet. And if the coffee was good, and that's a thing, I'm paying $3 for that. And it's a medium coffee. And 20 cents more for a large. Don't need that much. That's like 300 more calories. Anyway, it's a good deal. But the thing is, you're taking a risk. You're going to Dunkin' Donuts and you're gambling and you're rolling dice. Am I going to have a good one? Am I going to have a good coffee today? Are they doing their jobs? Are they slammed and they're like cutting corners? Or am I going to get poop water? And that's a thing that you don't get with Starbucks, which is why I happily, well, not like you can really mess up tea. It was actually the first time, like last week, I got a cold brew because I just wanted one and I needed caffeine or whatever. But they be pissing me off too, because I'll get a cold brew and I'll say, sweet. I stopped getting this and I was only getting tea, but I came back. Sweet cream cold brew, please. Cold foam. Sweet cream cold foam cold brew. Okay, thank you. I pull up to the window. First of all, it's like $7. Second of all, I get it, and the cream, this cold foam, is not sweet. I'm just complaining right now, but you know what? Would you rather complain about coffee? Because this really isn't like a big deal, and it might seem like that, but there's nothing else in my life that I could really complain about. So it's gonna be coffee. Anyway, I taste the foam, and it just tastes like foam. What does foam taste like? Not good, and it's not sweet. And so the next time I was like, okay, maybe I have to like make sure I tell them sweet cold foam. So I go up there. This is like the second time I got the cold brew. I said, hello, can I have and they're always so pleasant, right? How are you today? Blah, blah, blah. And it's almost like, I don't want to say pandering, but at a point it's like, I like I like Dunkin' Donuts for the fact that they're like, what do you want? Because I just want to get in and out, just give me my coffee. And then here's Starbucks being like, how was your day? What are you doing today? I was like, it's none of your damn business. But regardless, I say, can I have cold brew, sweet cream, cold foam? Can I have the sweet cream with the cold foam? And can I add that to the cold foam? Because the last time it wasn't sweet. I didn't say that part. And they go, so you want to add cold foam or sweet cream to the cold brew? And I was like, yeah. Maybe that wasn't the right move. I go up to the window and they're like, they give it to me and it's white. The drink is white. And I'm also paying like $1 more. Don't really say much, but now I'm thinking, what do I need to say? It's almost like when I had such a big problem when I used to get haircuts, because I would get like a different haircut every single time I would go to the same person, and that was also a crapshoot. But I realized it's because I don't know what I'm saying, and I'm leaving it up to the barber to decipher exactly what I mean when I'm not being as clear and concise as I need to be, especially with whatever. And, I'm like, okay, well, I want like an inch here and like a mid fade. And then sometimes it's not even good. And then that's when you got to go and find somebody that you can trust or that like can understand you, whatever. And then at a point, I don't know. I mean, that's a whole process in and of itself. But you know what is, we're going to circle back around again and stop complaining. The London Fog, it literally tastes like cereal milk with the tea and the steamed milk together. It's only like 170 calories. It's hot, so it like immediately wakes you up if you need it like first thing in the morning instead of a coffee. And I don't need to explain any further with what I want. And it's always right. And it's always prompt and apt. I never have to chase them down for nothing. And so that has been my Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts escapades as of recently. But I will tell you, whenever Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts comes out with like a new flavor, they had it was in October, back when I was still drinking coffee like every single day. That's another thing. I don't get the tea every single day. I was getting the coffee every single day. No wonder I was weighing 215 pounds. It was every single day, starting off with just sugar, 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 sugar. And they had what did they have? They did come out with a flavor called cereal milk, which I tried. Tasted like Lucky Charms. Not good. Kind of made me sick. And then they had candy, like candy pieces. That was the flavor. It wasn't like they added candy pieces to it. It was a flavor. And I tried that one and it was so good. But also it's like, if you just, the minuscule amount of attention to what you're eating, you realize half the stuff that you're ingesting from like anywhere is so terrible for you. And people wonder why they develop allergies in like their mid-20s. They're like, how does this work? And it's like, because you're eating like bioengineered food every single day since you were a kid, and now your body's finally catching up to you. Now, I do have an opinion on that as well. Some people are gonna, I mean, this is gonna take a while, but people are gonna develop food allergies and deficiencies in their immune system, yes. But I feel like my understanding of this is eventually human beings are going to evolve and adapt to that. And then, like, I don't have any food allergies. I don't have any predispositions to anything. Knock on wood that I don't develop anything, and thank goodness that I like wasn't born with that. But it's like the same thing with microplastics. It's like, yeah, a bunch of us are probably going to get testicular cancer from all these microplastics, but there are some people that are not going to, and those genes are going to be better suited and stronger and last a lot longer than everybody else. Unfortunately, that's how it's going to have to go. We can do as much as we want. The damage is already done. Some people are going to become strong. Some people are going to not become strong. I mean, and it's not that big of a deal to like have a gluten allergy per se. However, you're compromised. And there's going to be a lot of other people that aren't compromised. And that's just the way evolution works, if you believe in that kind of thing. I don't understand why that's up for debate either. But regardless, yeah, that's it for right now. We're going to keep on talking about things that aren't too terrible. We can talk about things that annoy us, and we're allowed to talk about that. That's completely valid. But while everything burns, we can at least, I'm trying to make an analogy, get some marshmallows and chocolates and make some s'mores. That was probably incredibly gay, but whatever. See ya.